Hello, beautifuls. Have you ever caught yourself laughing out loud or grinning like a baboon, simply remembering something funny that happened? Well, that is because our mind, our emotions, and our body are interconnected. And something like a thought can stimulate feelings and a physiological change. And I wanted to address that a little bit today because having that information is powerful. Because as science has, from early days of Darwin, understood that our thoughts and our emotions have an impact on our physical being, the continuation of that study has helped us to realize that if that is a fact, conversely, our physical being has an impact on our thought and our emotions as well. And specifically, I wanted to talk about some of the facial expressions in particular. So in this scientific study about how our body and our physiology can impact our moods and our emotions, there was a study conducted, and what they termed it as, and this is their term, not mine, Botox zombies. And what they did is they studied participants who had Botox, and what they realized was because Botox actually paralyzed the muscles and inhibited them from engaging in the way that they normally would, they were unable to feel the corresponding emotions with the same intensity that they used to do, which is amazing, especially when they were using it for anger. For people who were continually frowning, when they had Botox treatments, they realized that they weren't as angry as often because they actually physically couldn't frown. I thought that was fascinating. Simple fact that when we smile, our brain does not know whether or not that is authentic or it's being forced, because it's simply the mechanism, the mechanics of our muscles that make us smile trigger chemical reactions in our brain. In particular, dopamine and serotonin, which are the feel-good chemicals, and it also boosts our immunity. Now, when we are depressed, we have lower dopamine and serotonin, which means we quite often feel more sad and sometimes even aggressive. And to know that we can simply smile to help assist our brain to find a small piece of respite where we can maybe just get some air, gain some footing, and try to rally, as it were. Another study they did with people that had mild depression was in Auckland University, and they had taken 3 test groups. So one with mild depression that they did nothing with, and then they did the second group, which was mild depression again, and they had them taped with physiotherapy tape in positions which made their shoulders more erect, their chest more open. And then the third group was a group that was also taped, and they thought they were being taped in a position that held them more erect and open, and but they actually were not. And the findings from this study was amazing, that those who were taped actually suffered less from self-confidence issues. They also had more energy. They were more alert and more enthusiastic. And although those results only lasted for a short duration, they were substantially more than the placebo of the taped, and infinitely more than the first group. And even though it was only a short period of time that they were able to find some respite, studies show that just simply changing our posture can change our experiences. And when we look at things like walking with our shoulders back, even sitting with our arms extended and our legs open, it releases more testosterone and reduces our stress hormones. So again, just another tool I thought I'd throw in your toolbox about not necessarily relieving depression, but just helping us find ways to find some respite, find some peace and some ease, and to actually even if we're not suffering from depression, but to slightly shift our mood to something a little bit more elevated. Thank you again for joining me today. Till we talk again, stay hydrated, nourished, and well rested.